Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading The Cat's Cakes Listener by me. So let's get into it. Your day had been rough, and the bruises decorating your skin were proof of that. The mission was supposed to be a routine, just another patrol through a particularly rowdy part of town, but things had gone sideways, more quickly than expected. You handled it, as always, but not without paying the price. The aches and pains that dull throb beneath your ribs were constant reminders of how close things had gotten. By the time you made it back home, the adrenaline had worn off, leaving you drained and sore. You tried to push it all to the back of your mind as you turned the key in the lock, stepping into the apartment you shared with Katsuki. The familiar scent of the place, a mix of his cologne and the lingering aroma of tonight's dinner, welcomed you, but it did not soothe the unease gnawing at you. "Hey, you're late," Katsuki's voice called from the living room, where he was sprawled on the couch, the glow from the TV casting shadows across his sharp features. His eyes flicked up from the screen, narrowing slightly when they landed on you. "What took you so damn long?" You offered him a tired smile, waving off his concern as you dropped your bag by the door. "Just got caught up with something. It's no big deal." Katsuki wasn't buying it. He knew you too well. His gaze was sharp, the crimson of his eyes glinting with suspicion as he sat up, leaning forward to get a better look on you. "Something, huh? What kind of something?" You hesitated, and that moment was all it took for him to rise from the couch, his footsteps heavy as he approached you. The way he looked at you made you feel exposed, like he could see right through the nonchalant facade you were trying so hard to maintain. His hand reached out, fingertips brushing lightly against the edge of your sleeve. "Let me see," he demanded, his voice lower now, the concern threading through his usual gruffness. "Katsuki, it's nothing." He tried to protest, but he was already lifting your sleeve, his expression hardening when he saw the dark bruise blooming on your arm. "Nothing?" His voice was a growl, his grip tightening just slightly, not enough to hurt, but enough to make you sure that he was not letting you go. "The hell happened to you?" You sighed, knowing there was no use in hiding it from him. There was a problem during patrol. Some villains got the jump on us, but I'm fine, really. Just a little banged up, that's all. His eyes flashed with anger, not at you, but at the situation, at the thought of you being in danger and getting hurt. Katsuki's protective instincts had always been strong, but they were even fiercer when it came to you. "A little banged up?" he echoed, his tone incredulous, as he inspected the bruise. Then your other arm, lifting your shirt slightly to check your ribs. Each mark he uncovered made his scowl deepen. "This is more than just a little, dumbass." You flinched slightly at his words, not because they hurt, but because you knew he was right. Still, you didn't want him to worry more than he already was. You reached out, placing a hand on his chest, feeling the steady beat of his heart beneath your palm. "Katsuki, I'm okay," you insisted, your voice softer now. "I've had worse." "Doesn't matter," he shot back, his jaw clenched. "You shouldn't have to deal with this at all." There it was, his frustration, his anger at the world for daring to put you in harm's way, even though you were the one who chose this profession in the first place. His love was fierce, sometimes overwhelming, but it was real, and you cherished it more than anything. "I know, but it's part of the job, right?" We both knew what we were getting into when we became heroes. He didn't respond immediately, his arms wrapping around you, pulling you closer as he buried his face in your hair. The tension in his body slowly began to melt away as he held you, the steady rise and fall of his chest, helping to calm your own racing heart. I hate seeing you like this, knowing I wasn't there to stop it. He murmured against your hair, his voice rough with emotion. You can't be everywhere all the time. You reminded him gently, your fingers tracing soothing patterns on his back. We're a team, but sometimes we're gonna be apart. That's just how it is, and it's fine. He pulled back slightly, just enough to look at you, his gaze searching yours. I know, but that doesn't mean they have to like it. You smiled up at him, your hand coming up to cup his cheek. And that's why I love you, Katsuki. Because you care so much, even when you try to act like you don't. His scowl softened, a hint of a smirk tugging at the corner of his mouth. Like I could ever hide how much I care about you, idiot. He laughed softly at that, leaning up to press a gentle kiss to his lips. It was a sweet, lingering kiss, a silent reassurance that you were okay, that you were here with him. And when you pulled back, his eyes were softer, the anger replaced by a deep, unspoken concern. You need to take care of yourself better. Next time, call me. I don't care how far away I am. I'll be there in a heartbeat. I know, you said, your voice warm with affection. But you know I'm pretty tough, too, right? Tough doesn't mean invincible. Just promise me you won't try to handle everything on your own. You nodded, understanding the deeper meaning behind his words. I promise, you said, your voice sincere. And you know, you can always do the same, right? We're in this together. He grunted in agreement, holding you tighter. Yeah, I guess. I promise I'll take care too. And that's all you really needed. For as long as you had each other, and trusted each other to be okay, everything would be fine.